Hello, and welcome to the Travel Fuel Podcast, Quarantine Edition. This is your host, Todd Duplain. Quarantine Edition number 1. Hopefully it'll be the only one, but here we are. We're the show for the person that has the travel bug, but maybe doesn't know where to go or where to start. So we typically share details of trips we've gone on in an effort to inspire your next adventure, give you a blueprint to use our experience. So all the planning is done for you. You can just get out there and have some fun. But given that we're all in lockdown right now, I just wanted to reach out, touch base with all of you, and share a little bit about what we're doing to stay busy and what plans are on the horizon. So let me start by saying I hope you're all doing well, staying healthy, safe, and sane in these challenging times. Originally, this episode was going to be covering a trip to Hawaii. I had been training for a couple months for the Lava Man Triathlon. It was slated to take place in Kona in early April, and that's when everything went on lockdown. While there, we had planned to go to the Volcanoes National Park, lots of exploring, hiking, much more, but of course all that had to be put on hold due to COVID. So I promised to deliver that one to you in a future date. That trip is on hold, but definitely not canceled forever. So looking forward to doing that one of these days when we get back to life as normal, or more normal-ish at least. So what am I doing daily to try to maintain my sanity? Well, a few things. So I'm sure you're all aware, it's pretty easy to get sucked into that couch and start binge watching the Tiger King, and before you know it, the day is gone. So I found it very helpful to try to kind of make a schedule throughout the day. We got 2 little ones running around this house also, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So we got to find time to get that energy out. Otherwise, it'll be like a tornado blowing through the house. And I'm also working from home. So Travel Fuel isn't my full-time job, just something on the side to try to bring you some value. But a lot of balance happening right now, a lot of balance. So first of all, kind of touch base on physical activity. What I've found out now, many of you may have done the same, is that a lot of the sort of apps, workout apps, that kind of thing, they're providing all their premium content for free right now, which is great. They're stepping up to give people an outlet to try to maintain their health and do everything they can to maintain some semblance of normalcy while we're going through this. So personally, I've been using the Nike Training Club for some home workouts. They're premium. They got 3-4 week. They got individual workouts, stuff you can follow along with, and it just helps to kind of set another schedule for me of what I got to do, and I'm not just kind of hanging out, because left to my own devices, I tend to become a little bit scattered. So trying to do that about 5 times a week, squeeze in a couple of bike rides and a couple of runs as well. Typically, I'm a mountain biker at heart, but where we're at here in California, all the trails are closed, so sort of adapted to riding on the street, but getting out and getting a spin nonetheless. So found out that, making sure that I'm getting that done daily is really just to help keep my mind right, lowers the stress level a little bit, and keeps me pointed in the right direction. Even dug out the old Nintendo Wii out of the closet, and we've had some real heated living room tennis matches with my wife and my son and my daughter, really getting into it. Some great bowling sessions. So whatever way you choose to get active, I find it really beneficial. And I don't know about y'all, but this quarantine has had me eating a lot more than normal, and not always as good as I would like to. So getting the physical activity in is helping me balance that out and not be a future candidate on my 600-pound life. So that's it. And then again, the kids, squeezing in, a couple hours with them, whether it's walking around the neighborhood, taking the dog for a walk, getting them on their bikes, the yard, whatever. Just burn that energy. Otherwise, it's going to burn down your house. So that's what we're doing daily, trying to obviously work in between all that, but squeeze in some physical activity just to keep the mind right. Found this Wim Hof breathing. If everybody's ever done that, you can look it up on YouTube. It's like a guided 11-minute breathing meditation or regular meditation. All that stuff is proven to be really beneficial for myself. I hope it could do the same for you. So sitting here on lockdown, don't really want to think about that this is going to be indefinite. So wanted to start planning for the future. So we know we're going to get past this one of these days, and started looking at planning some trips. So right now, I think it's kind of a great opportunity because stuff's pretty cheap, like flights, real inexpensive. And I know it's worrisome perhaps to book out because you don't know what's going to happen, but all the airlines are pretty flexible with change fees being waived, and they're giving refunds for canceled flights and everything like that. So I think you're pretty safe and can probably take advantage of some of these fare reductions. So we booked a trip to Glacier National Park. The goal is we're going to be leaving very end of June into that first week of July. And the flights into Glacier Park International Airport, they're $200 cheaper during this time than we were looking at them previously. So went ahead and jumped on that. Time will tell if we'll actually be able to go on that trip. But it would certainly be a great, release back into the wild for us, and fingers crossed. And frankly, it's just something to be excited about, looking at the future, having it planned, and just going through everything and planning it. It's good for the brain, I think, good for the soul. That stuff is fun to me, looking at the hiking trails, everything you want to do when you get there, where you want to stay, scoping out some restaurants, everything that we do on these trips. So that's really great. And fingers crossed we'll be able to do it. We booked a Vrbo or Airbnb, whatever one of those that you want to use. So we're, 80 days out from that trip, 70 days out. So one thing I'd caution you, if you book through those sites versus like a hotel, the cancellation policies fall on the owners of the property, and a lot of them do a 60-day, and they're not super flexible about that. So we may cancel that booking of that place that we're staying at there in downtown Whitefish. That's where we're going to be heading into. But, I'm certain we can easily rebook it on short notice if need be, but just keep us from losing any kind of money if we cancel 60 days ahead. So I think that's a better option than, wasting money on travel insurance and all that kind of stuff that I feel like isn't really necessary. So look around right now, think about what you want to do when we get out of this. And I think you'll find some good values out there. And again, just be cognizant of what's happened. Your flights will be safe. Lodging at hotels should probably be safe if things get canceled due to the coronavirus. And if you go with a booking company, Airbnb, Vrbo, whatever you use there, just be aware that you can probably get that booked with short notice, so you don't have to get it too far out because everything's sort of come to a screeching halt right now. What else have we been doing to try to keep sane here? Digging through the picture archive. We run the Travel Fuel Instagram as well. We're at Travel Fuel 62 for the current number of national parks. So that handle might change. It used to be 61 before White Sands got added, but really going deep in there to try to bring content to y'all every day and find stuff to, enjoy for 3 seconds while you're flipping through your feed every day while you're doing whatever you're doing. Maybe try to pick up a new hobby. So a friend of mine's got me into this baking bread stuff. So from scratch, where you make a starter and all this stuff. It's been a real epic fail so far, but I'm going to keep at it because why not? We got time, and kills the day. So that's about it. I just wanted to reach in, touch base. We try to drop a podcast in the middle of every month. So I still wanted to kind of stay on that schedule, even given everything that's happening right now. And just want to thank you for sharing your quarantine with us. You can find all the info from our podcast. We have a lot of great past ones too you can check out. Our blog on our website is travel-fuel.com. We have pictures, maps, links to our social media and email. If you enjoyed the podcast, I know it was a short one, but I just wanted to reach out. Please subscribe, share, leave us a rating. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for listening. Hope you all stay safe, happy, and healthy, and look forward to sharing future adventures with you. See you next time.